Hello, good evening, and good day to everyone. It's good to be back, and welcome back to our live event tonight. It's good to have you here, and I'm very, very happy and excited to have our new special guest tonight. This is Monica Bivas. Hi, Monica. How are you feeling tonight?
Hi, Caroline. I am very, very happy to be here with you. Very honored that you guys, invited me to this your series of webinars. So proud, so happy, and very open to help anyone that is here today in the audience.
And we are definitely, as I've mentioned, excited to have you as our presenter today. And before we start, I just want to mention that, of course, all those Stronger Together events have been brought to you simply because we do want to educate you, but we also want to answer all of your questions. We want to make sure that you meet the top fertility experts, but also fertility coaches, anyone that can help you out with this. Definitely struggle. So we are definitely here to support you however we can. And you know that we've been here from the very start of March, even, but this is our second edition. So we've been here back from the middle of September, and we will be here till the middle of December. And we are definitely happy to be able to help you out in that way. And as you know, our main focus this time is successful IVF treatment after failed attempts. And of course, tonight we do also have a topic connected to this main idea as well. And I just also want to mention that all those events have been brought to you thanks to our ambassadors and partners. And I just want to mention that Monica is also supporting us from the very beginning of the second edition, as she is also our ambassador. So, Monica, for that, thank you so much as well for supporting this whole initiative. It's very, very important for us to have you on board with us as well. Thank you so
And
much.
as I said, I'm so honored and happy, and will continue supporting you all the way.
And again, thanks for that. It means a lot for sure. And I just want to mention that Monica will start with her presentation tonight. And let me just mention that Monica is an IVF and fertility coach, author of the book, The IVF Planner. And she's been helping some of the patients for some time right now. And we are definitely simply happy that you have joined our initiative here as well. And as you can see, our topic tonight is will be about must do's during multiple cycles of IVF. And so Monica has prepared a presentation on that topic, and she has some tips for you. But after that, remember that she is also here to answer your questions. So anything that you have on your mind, anything that you would like to share, just go ahead and type this in the chat section, and I'm sure she'll be more than happy to help you out. And well, I guess we can now start with the presentation. And remember, this is being recorded and will be available on our website. And I guess we can go ahead with the presentation, right, Monica? Ready to
Yes,
start?
absolutely, Darren.
Happy
Yes.
to hear that. Let's go ahead.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Caroline, for your introduction. So, hello again to everyone. As Caroline said, my name is Monica Vivas. I am an IVF mindset and holistic fertility coach. And today I have been prepared a presentation about what are some must do's that we can do during multiple cycles of IVF to succeed. And why I chose this subject is because I myself went through 5 cycles of IVF. That's here where who I am to become a mother. IVF was not actually my choice because I didn't choose it, but there was in the end my only choice. So we explored many ways with my husband. We try naturally. I come from a very fertile family, so I thought that I had it for granted, the fact that I'm going to get pregnant naturally. And when I met my husband and he had a daughter from a previous relationship and we were trying for about a year, I see that nothing is happening. So I said to myself, something is not right. So let's go and check. And eventually, they found out that due to endometriosis that I had through the years of my periods, my both fallopian tubes were blocked. And even though we tried to kind of open them with laparoscopy, it didn't work. So there was no other choice but IVF. And today I'm very grateful that I had to go through this, because that's, like the reason where I am right now. And I can be help for others. I can support others that they are walking the same path. So that's basically how my program, how my coaching started, from my own experience. So what I do usually, and I am not a doctor, but I think that there is a missing piece when it comes to fertility. It could be when you are trying to conceive naturally, or it could be via ART, which is in vitro. And that missing piece is something that is basically what helps us to balance the physical part. So we all know that the doctors, our RE, our clinic team, and nurses are dealing with our physical part. But there is that missing piece, that emotional part, that anxiety, that a roller coaster of emotions that is bringing the process itself to our journey. Just trying to conceive or trying to reach motherhood by itself is a little bit stressful. So you can imagine how stressful is adding to it the fact that we need to go through IVF. So I am here to help you navigate that process, because stress and anxiety is something that somehow we cannot take away, because it's going to be there all the time during our cycle, during our process, if it is 1, 2, 3, or multiple cycles. But we need to somehow learn how to handle that to create the balance. So how we can start to do that? Again, if we are going through multiple cycles, because most of the time when we go and we know that we need to do IVF, one of the main things that our doctors tell us, and is still today happening, is that we need to be prepared that in about only 25% of the cases, the first cycles work. Basically, kind of the first cycle is the test one. And then, the percentage of getting pregnant in that first cycle is not that high. And then, we are kind of prepared mentally that we're going to have to go through multiple cycles. However, with how medicine is being advanced today, how all things are, becoming much more advanced, and the diagnosis is much accurate in all of that. So the possibility of getting pregnant on a first cycle, if you are a newcomer, is a little higher. However, there is still other factors that can affect the development of a cycle, and we need to go through multiple cycles. So what I want to here share with you today is some tools to start to create that balance and manage, that crazy emotions, the anxiety, once from the beginning of the cycle start, and then if we are into a second or third or multiple cycle, how we can still continue to kind of balance that and eventually get to a point to help ourselves along with our team in the clinic and, get to that positive outcome. Why? Because, the main goal of this is to get pregnant. Is the main goal. However, we need to make sure that it's not going to become the whole world of us. And I talk about that a little bit ahead. So here I have some list of tools to start to create that balance between that emotional, mind, and spiritual part that our clinics don't treat, because they have enough treating the physical part, the medical part, to prepare our body physically to, conceive. But then it's the coaches like me that can help you deal with that. Basically treat that emotional part. And these tools are, as you see them in the presentation: love, understanding, nourishment, reminding, clarity, relief, and letting go. That's just the list. But what is love? So why I put love first? Love is because the first thing we need to learn is to love ourselves. And yes, sometimes that can sound a little bit selfish, but it's not in the selfish kind of definition of it. By starting to learn loving ourselves and accepting our body the way it is, because trust me, the fact that we cannot conceive naturally doesn't mean that we are broken or that we are defective or something is wrong with us. Absolutely not. And I tell you that because I've been there, and I was, thinking something is broken, I'm born defective, this, all of that. But through the years, through my own journey, I learned that is nothing to do with that. And all happens, for a purpose. My purpose was, like I said before, sitting here and helping a lot of people in the world that is walking the same path. So when we learn to accept ourselves, to love ourselves, to see ourselves in the way we are and as beautiful as we can, then right away we can see and feel the same for the outside world. It's like when you have something that you want to love from outside your body, from outside, you cannot love it if you don't feel the appreciation and that love to yourself, self-love. Understanding. Once we are into that part of accepting who we are, self-love, and realize that we can do it, not in the perfect way, that I'm going to be very honest. There is nothing perfect. There is always going to be bumps along the way that we need to kind of jump in, or even to step on and feel them, to say, okay, this is what I feel, I'm going to continue. Then it comes to that second part, that is understanding. So we are loving ourselves, we have self-love, and by default, we understand that by doing that, we can continue along the path. We are starting to create that balance. So all of that, taking the love, taking the understanding, we have a little package, a little bubble that we have around us, that is the nourishment. Why then come reminding? The reminding happens to be that part that it comes to what I said before, not perfection. So, okay, so we understand, we start to accept ourselves, we have self-love, we understand ourselves, and we are nourishing ourselves to prepare that complete package of physical and emotional, and receive that baby. But what happened? Along the road, there is a lot of bumps. IVF is not an easy road. IVF has plenty of things that can cause by itself extra stress in our life. So it happens that maybe during our path, we are forgetting. And then we go back to old thoughts about, oh gosh, I am broken, I'm defective. So we need to have somehow a little reminder in our mind that, okay, it's okay to feel defeated. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel anxious. It's okay to have doubts. Feel it, allow that to be feel, because the idea is not to pile it. The idea is not to say, you know what, let me forget about it. I'm going to put it on the side and I'm just going to think positive. Don't do that, because trust me, when people said sometimes to us, oh, think positive, that could be a trigger. That could be a trigger because you are in a situation that is not easy. Is how I'm going to feel positive. But if you are aware that you are feeling anxious and sad and with self-doubts, and what if it doesn't work, and allow that feelings to be felt, then it's good, because you are accepting, you are self-aware, you have awareness of that, and then you are opening a space to continue the path with that balance that I am teaching you in the first thing. So when you have that reminding, you have clarity. You are clear that, okay, as I walk this, I'm going to continue feeling sometimes down, blue, and then I need to be aware of that, feel it, accept it, and move on. And then when you do that and you have that clarity, by default come that feeling of relief. It's relief that is not going to stay forever, because as I said before, it's not an easy process. But when you have relief, when you are allowing to feel whatever negative thoughts or feelings or stressful sensations you have, what is happening when you feel that, you kind of let go. It's the same if you have to cry. If one of the feelings is cry, so cry. Cry and cry and cry until you feel that there is no more tears on you. And trust me, once you finish, and I tell you from my own experience, when you finish that cry, it's like, okay, I don't have no more tears. And somehow you feel like an empty space here in all this part, your heart, when you're like, how I can feel it if it is not with just positive things, because I just let go all that negativity. So that's some tools that can help us to create that balance between the part of physical and emotional. So then, jumping into that, I have divided this talk in two parts. Um, Having the tools that we just talked about it and starting to put a little bit of practice every day. Remember, it's baby steps. You don't go today to bed and think, oh, I'm going to do this and tomorrow I'm going to be perfectly good. Um, it's a step. It's baby steps. Today you might be feeling the most happy and tomorrow you're going to be feeling the most miserable, but it's part of the process. So I divided these two parts in 10 things that we need to know when we are going through IVF, and then 7 must-dos. So we're going to start with that. So we know that women that go, or couples that go through IVF, we are 1 in 8 that we are having that problem, that kind of fertility issue to get pregnant. That's, by research. And then if a woman or couple, because today we find a lot of women that want to just go through IVF and be single moms, want to start this journey and add to a family and have added other fertility options, in vitro fertilization is one of them. And then is the closest one to have a biological baby in closest to the natural way. So when we start a process like that, we have also to, besides having the tools to create the balance of our emotions and mindset, we also need to help a little bit on our physical part. Most physical part is being dealt by the doctors, with all the medicines, with our blood tests and all of that. But we need to also put a little bit in helping our bodies to reach to that point that the positive outcome is increasing, the possibilities of having that is increasing. So I always said, focus on healthy, balanced meals. We have people that they are vegan, we have people that they are vegetarian, and then we have people that is omnivore. No matter what choice you have on your lifestyle of food habits, always when you start a process of trying to conceive, even naturally, try to focus on healthy, balanced meals. So one of the most recommended diets that we have, and this is again could be your first, your fifth, or your sixth cycle, but as you go along the way, you also have the chance to reduce the possibility of have multiple cycles when you start to do a little bit of changes in your lifestyle. So Mediterranean diets are very healthy, in which we can provide to our body the needs, the foods that they need or the nutrients that they need to prepare to receive that baby. So we can combine that part with all the mentally, physically, and emotionally part. So it's from the inside out. Remember something, our fertility organs must be healthy to receive. So another thing that we can do to help our body, physical body, to also receive is clean up our household. Let's face it, in today's world, there is so much modified things. Our cleaning products have so many chemicals. Our skin actually takes about 26 minutes in absorbing things. And I realized that through the years, when we were little, 20 or 25 years ago, we didn't know that, ammonia was so bad like we know today. So one of the things that also I suggest to anyone doing IVF or going through multiple cycles is start to clean up your household from, products that can kind of have, all of these chemicals that can harm our body and harm our organs. Remember, our fertility is also all on this part, and our organs get affected by all the chemicals that we use in our households. So, I can provide later on a list of the products that have harmful chemicals, and I also can provide today companies that are really more aware and more ecologic friendly to offer these products. By doing this, trust me, you are preparing mentally and physically yourself to receive. Now, when we are on a IVF cycle, one of the things that used to drive me crazy was all these numbers, our blood test, the count, the numbers when we are, like, for example, getting close to the beta test and all of that. So one of the things that I have learned, and I learned from trial and error, was to keep a record of every appointment and medical chart. Yes, your doctors are helping you with that. They give you all the information, but they don't provide you with like a journal. So there is many journals out in the market, or even you can just buy a little, notebook and keep your own journal of what is your medical chart. And not only that, journaling and having a little space for art therapy in that journal is going to help you a lot. So I recommend this because one of the most stressful and important subjects during IVF or ART is come, for example, with the blood test, the amount of the medicine that the RE is going to assign to you every day when you start your cycle. So it's very important to have that on a record, because it can help you create and plan all of that. And then in the future, what I see the positive outcome of this is like in the future, when you're going to have your baby, is basically you are going to show him, listen, this is how you came into the world, like all of this is what I have to went through. And it's a little memory that can also help you to kind of release that happiness, what you went through in that time. Look at that, but now I have you here. Get plenty of sleep. This is something that is recommendable for any woman that even is trying to conceive naturally or via IVF. This process, a cycle, is really time consuming and stress. Stress, is something that help in our body to release, I think, hydrocortisone is that hormone that keep us kind of like this in a nervous wreck thing. So when we sleep, when we have like a schedule of sleep, the sleep is well known to help our body to recover. Even when we have a simple cold, when we sleep, the body itself start to fix and recover. So when we are going through IVF or when we are trying to conceive, I would say that between 7 to 8 hours of sleep can help to avoid that exhaustion and fatigue, and even can help you handle that anxiety and stress that come itself with cycles of in vitro fertilization. Drink plenty of water. And I have learned something actually in the lately last few weeks. It's not any water. Please pay very much attention on the water that you buy. If you buy bottle, like the water bottles, make sure to check the ingredients. A lot of water bottles today, for some reason, they are adding sulfates like salts. And then you drink, and the more you drink, you get more thirsty. I realize that. So buy a water that is coming, from a pure source that has healthy minerals and there is no salts added. And then if you have a filter in your house, then try to get the best filter possible to get from the tap and filtered water. But remember, drink water is not only about drinking the water, it's about checking what kind of water you are drinking. Our body is made 70%, liquid. So this is a big, big help to help us keep hydrated, to help us the circulation, to help, even the digestion of the food and all of that. Practice slow and restorative breathing techniques. Believe it or not, breathing is something that can help us slow and control and kind of balance our heart rate. When we have high levels of anxiety and stress, there is something that can affect our heart and our gut. Our gut is here, our stomach. And I have learned also in the past few weeks that besides our brain being number one in all the controlling of our body, our gut is like the second brain. And if we don't nourish our stomach, our gut good, that also is going to create issues in our fertility organs. So breathing is something that can help restore our heart rate, balance it, and also is going to help us to handle our gut and give like some kind of new air to our fertility organs. This also helps to release anxiety, release, bad thoughts, negativity. And when you are breathing and you focus on, you know, like, breathing, and you focus on, you know, like, bad thoughts, negativity, and when you are breathing and you focus on, you know, like, bad thoughts, negativity, and when you are breathing and you focus on, you know, like, bad thoughts, negativity, and when you are breathing and you focus on, you know, like, bad thoughts, negativity, and when you are breathing and you focus on, you know, like, bad thoughts, negativity, and when you are breathing and you focus on, you know, like, bad thoughts, negativity, and when you are breathing and you focus on, you know, like, bad thoughts, negativity, and when you are breathing and you focus on, you know, like, bad thoughts, negativity, and when you are breathing and you focus on, you know, like, bad thoughts, negativity, and when you are breathing and you focus on, you know, like, bad thoughts, negativity, and when you are breathing and you focus on, you know, like, bad thoughts, negativity, and when you are breathing and you focus on, you know, like, bad the breathe, even if you have a million thoughts in your head going around, when you are starting to focus on the breath, you quiet your mind. Do it for like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then go as you go. You can put a little bit extra every night. It's a really incredible tool that can help you get out of a stressful moment in the fastest way. And also it's a baby step, but when you start even with 5 minutes of breathing, trust me, just practice it tonight. And then I would like to, maybe if you message me or you comment in the link of the recording, if you practice that. But breathing is something that can help us so much in general. Keep our mind occupied. How we keep our mind occupied, you might ask yourself on this, because I used to say, when my husband used to tell me, when we started the IVF, he was basically my rock, and he is always kind of so positive. He was like, think about something else. And I'm like, how I can think about something else when I myself am thinking about what is happening now, and what is happening now brings so many thoughts. The what if it doesn't work? You are so focused on being a parent, on the baby, that we forget about our world around us. And this is a big mistake we all do. And I tell you, because I walk this path. All the things that I am telling you here, trust me, they don't come out of the blue. They come from my own work there. So how we keep our mind occupied, that is a tricky thing, but we can also work on that. So what I learned is that I love to color. I'm not a painter, but I love to color. I like to find, coloring pages or whatever. And then through art therapy, we can start to shift our mind from all that worry and from all that stress that in vitro brings to us into something that it can be creative. Color, read a book, clean up, find things that when you feel so overwhelmed, that is the moment when we are feeling so overwhelmed and like in the corner that we cannot do anything else. So what I can do is, okay, let me see what I can do. I'm going to organize my clothes. I'm going to rearrange my room. Let me change the bed. Let me go and do this. Go to a feet massage. Go to a pedi, to a mani. I don't know. If you are in the house and you have nothing else to do, and I don't know, have Play-Doh or something, have something that can take away for a few minutes that thoughts. And trust me, like the breathing, you're going to see changes slowly. And each change that you turn from the worry to this change of state of mind is giving your body also a positive energy. Remember, we are vibrational beings, and we get what the nature and the universe can throw to us. And also at the same time, we attract what we call. So if we wake up in the morning in a bad mood and thinking that the day is going to be miserable, trust me, the day is going to be miserable. It's okay to feel blue. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to have a complete bad day, but don't get stuck into that. So keep your mind occupied. Now, let's go to the next slide. Socialize with friends. And this is a very tricky one too, because we need, especially when we go to IVF, we need to kind of be selective during this time, because some people don't understand what we are going through, and then they can come with comments that can be triggering to us or hurtful, but they don't mean it. It's not that they mean to be bad, they just don't know and they don't understand what we are going through, because they are not walking in the same shoes that we are. So it's very important to continue being social. And one of the things that I suggest is nowadays, our community, our fertility community is so big that you don't need to even rely on friends or family that don't know what you are going through, but you can go on any social media platform and find incredible people that is walking your same path, that you can come and rant, that you can come and complain with them, and you're going to receive so much feedback and love that is going to help you so much. So don't close your doors, because one of the things I have learned is that walking this path alone, it makes us more crazy. I didn't have the support that I have found today when I started my IVF actually 15 years ago, because there was not much support. Social media was not even exist. I think there was not even Facebook or Instagram or all of that. So I really felt alone. And when we feel alone, walking this kind of path is really affecting all our emotions in a much stronger way. So find out the community that can connect and you can feel connect with. Plan a getaway weekend. No matter if you have your partner, if you are a single woman, if you are a same-sex couple, it doesn't matter. If you cannot afford it, so maybe find a way to go to a close place to your house, to breathe pure air, to find contact with nature, because breathing and getting in contact with nature, it can help you to feel good and to open up your fertility organs and your body to receive. Watch a movie. Why? Because there is plenty of, but a funny movie. Watch something that makes you laugh. It's been talk in all over the world that when we laugh, we add years to our youth. We become younger. It's not that we add years to get older. We add years to our soul to be more aware, more happy. And when we laugh, also we release serotonin in our brain, and serotonin is the happy hormone. So try to find a space during the day to maybe watch a funny movie, something that can make you laugh. If not, look into your favorite show that is, making you feel kind of away for the situation that you are now, or for your cycle, or for whatever is going on in your life. Because remember, you are not only going through IVF. If you have a partner, and if you already have children, or if you have a family, you are going through that. That's an addition to your regular life. And remember something, and I keep repeating this, do not forget that you have a world around you. Do not forget about you had a life before you decide, or before this fertility journey came to you. Yes, you want to have a baby, but baby is not the only focus. When we are only focused on something and we close the doors to the rest, trust me, we are creating some resistance on what we really want, and that can lead to outcomes that they are negative. On the other hand, when we are aware what is our goal, but we still open the doors or keep them open to our world around us, what we are doing is increasing the possibility of a positive outcome. Now, the next part of these slides are what to do to survive one specific part of our fertility journey, which is the 2-week wait. So this is 7 must-dos to survive the 2-week wait. And you're going to see that I repeat some of the stuff that I said in the 10 must-dos for the whole cycle, because this time is very, very, very crucial. So again, I am a member of the 1 in 8 Infertility Club. We are all. And after trying to conceive the natural way for almost 2 years and find out that the only way to motherhood was IVF, no other way, it was really hard and devastating to hear. So let's walk on to this. Go easy after your transfer. Start writing a journal. But before this, I'm going to tell you something. We know that before the transfer, we have this, there is 2 options. We did all the retrieval, they put our eggs in the petri dish in the lab, and there is the outcome of having certain amount of embryos that can be transferred on our 3rd or 5th day, or it could be that, yes, the embryos start to develop, but unfortunately, in the end, no embryo was ready to transfer. So there is 2 ways here. If the case is that, unfortunately, you have no embryo to transfer, my best suggestion to you is you need to give time to yourself before jumping back again into a cycle. And I tell you that from my own experience. I had a cycle canceled. My second cycle was canceled due to a mistake in the charts with another patient that was devastating. And basically what I did is the doctor suggests to wait at least 90 days, at least 3 months, to heal, to clean my body from all the medicine, and then evaluate the possibility to go into another cycle, which we did. Then my third cycle came positive. I was pregnant. It was a very healthy pregnancy, but unfortunately at 39 weeks, and I'm very open about this because it's very important that you guys can see all the possibilities that in vitro can bring to us. Due to a blood clot in the umbilical cord, I had a stillbirth baby girl, and it was devastating. It was so devastating that I was emotional wreck, and I just wanted to fill that hole with another baby. So in that moment, I didn't even think about it. I wanted to jump right away into an IVF, and I waited probably 2 months, and I jumped right away. My RE, my husband, and my mom, which were the closest ones in the time, they kept telling me that I need to grieve, that I need to give time and realize and go over through what happened, because it's not going to be healthy. But we are very stubborn, and we need to fall many times to stand up and say, you know what, that I cannot do that again, because it's not good. It's not good for me. I jump anyway. I got pregnant, but then unfortunately at 7 weeks I miscarried, and all because I didn't give time to myself. I didn't give time to grieve, to go through the grieving process of the loss of my baby, and then see what possibilities I can. So when there is no embryo to transfer, is exactly the same. It's a grieving process, because we walk all of this way here and we are so close and nothing happened. So grieve. What is grieving? Allow yourself to feel that pain. You need to cry. You need to go through all the process. You need to feel it. Give yourself at least 90 days, 3 months to feel that, to accept it, and to see what you want to do. You might not want to go through the same clinic. You might want to go to different RE, to other options, to other clinics. And then from there, you can start again the process. So that's the third option. Now, they transfer 2 embryos, 1 embryo, whatever the quantity is legal in the place that you are. And basically, you are pregnant, because we are pregnant when they transfer an embryo. We are literally pregnant. So this time of the 2-week wait is very, very stressful, because we are always with the what if. We are scared that, we're going to start to bleed. Every time we go to the bathroom to pee, we are, checking if there is bleeding there. And remember, sometimes the bleeding comes from the attach of the embryo into the uterus. So we don't know. We are not doctors, and we are just going crazy. So we need to go easy in our transfer. If you can, and I apply that to myself, is 1 day before the transfer and maybe a few weeks before, I did some acupuncture. Acupuncture helped me so much to relax and prepare my body and my mind to receive. It was very helpful. And then I went through the transfer, and I did also acupuncture after the transfer, maybe 2 or 3 days later. Of course, not in our abdominal area, but here in my head and in my arms, and with some meditation. That was wonderful. So be a little bit easy with your transfer. If you work and it's your work is full of people that is kind, and your boss is kind with you, also tell them, let them know that you are on that process, and the more support you have, the better for you. Eat well and rest. Normally have your healthy foods. Rest. Remember, we are not handicaps in that time, and I am saying all the time, we need to rest, but don't go like feeling that you are a glass and you're gonna break, because the more we kind of put that in our mind, it's like we are sickening ourselves. Yes, we went through a transfer, and we need to rest, but we need to kind of go on with our normal life. Go take a walk, breathe fresh air, give yourself time to feel that you are going through your normal life. You are, basically pregnant until negative is proved, but go on, rest, but don't put yourself like in a crystal ball that you cannot move. That's a very good advice, and I received that even from a friend that was going through IVF in the time I started my 4th cycle, actually. Please, this is a suggestion, but in the end, you're always going to have to feel and follow your heart. But this is a suggestion because these kind of things um, make us more crazy, which is do not test early at home. I really recommend you that you should wait, even if, bite your nails, go to the movies, watch a movie, color. If you know how to knit, whatever you can do to avoid the home pregnancy test, do it. Because when we do pregnancy tests, sometimes could be a false positive or a false negative, and that can really affect so much your emotional that your physical can also get so affected, and you might be pregnant. The test told you no, and then what? You can end up losing that little being that is growing in your belly. So my suggestion, is do not test early. Wait to your beta. That is basically the most accurate test that you can get. Color and create. Again, I'm going back to the part of keep your mind occupied. If you art therapy is wonderful. I used to love to color mandalas, and actually my second book that is going to be launching in about a month, it calls Ranting Doodles, is only coloring. It's really actually a fertility coloring book in which you can find a little sperm, a little egg, little cartoon stories that you can color. Coloring is incredibly helpful because when you color, and even after when you see what you finish, your beautiful art, you can see even your mood. Like light and bright colors are going to show you. If you finish a piece and your colors are bright and light, you're going to see that your mood is kind of wow, happy. Your colors, they are dark or earthy colors, you are kind of grounded. And then if your colors are too gray, bluish and black, then you know that your mood is a little bit down. But that can help you also release that kind of feelings, either positive, negative, or middle, like grounded. So color and create. If you don't like to color, but you know how to knit, or you know how to write, or you like to read poems, look anything that is related. Creativity in our brain, when we start to create, that bring our serotonin very up. And serotonin is happiness, and happiness help our body. And when we have happiness, our body is happy. And if our body is happy, and we have a little baby, a little being in our belly, it's going to be happy to trust me. And this is also the path to get into a pregnancy that is going to bring us a healthy and alive baby. Watch funny movies with your partner again, or watch funny movies with yourself. I said in the previous slides. Pamper yourself, very important. Nourish yourself. Foot massage, pedicure, manicure, makeover, I don't know, dress up, play games, I don't know, do something that can make you feel that you are giving love, self-love. Remember in the beginning of the talk, acupuncture straight after transfer is great option too. And also during the IVF cycle, I used to do once a week. But if you cannot afford it, or if you just want few sessions, you can do it. But acupuncture was a very big tool for me. And basically, this is all what I can share with you. There is many, many, many other, tools that we can use every day. As I said, medicine and mindset and life coaching is advancing so much in general that there is plenty of tools that we can offer. Don't walk this by yourself. Don't do it. We cannot do it alone. Trust me, you need a community that can help you, that can, support you. You have here my contact information. You are free to contact me. And trust me, while I was talking, I was also reading some of your comments. Thank you so much, Karen, for your comment, about the loss of my baby. It was very hard. She would be 10 today, but that was also another thing that taught me to embrace things. It's another subject that one day we need to talk about. We don't talk about when we lose a baby. We keep it to ourselves. And it's so important because we can relieve feelings and all of that. And if you have any questions, you know that you can ask here. I see one here. What about water from the tap? Well,
Thank you.
depends.
Sorry, I'm right here.
Don't worry.
Thank you so much, Monica, for that wonderful presentation, for all the tips that you have provided. Definitely useful. And of course, also for sharing. And of course, as our patient also added, Karen here. Thank you for sharing. That means a lot, and I'm sure you are finding this very useful as well. And now it is simply time to yeah, for those questions. Of course, we will go ahead with the first one that you have seen already about the water. So let me just go straight to that. What about
Thank
water from tap? Could this be full of chemicals and be an issue? You have mentioned this during your presentation as well.
yes.
Anything you can add?
Yes, Caroline, and this is, I think, from Karen. Uh, today, today I will not recommend water from the tap because yes, there is a lot of chemicals and there is a lot of things in any water of the tap of any place in the world. You see, when I was little in my country, I could drink water from the tap, and our stomachs and our bodies are so perfect that they can adjust to it. But when we are going through IVF or trying to conceiving, I will say the best thing is if you can get a filter, or if you buy, as I mentioned in the beginning, bottle water, make sure that it's just say that it's natural, has healthy minerals and no salts added. So I rather say that's my recommendation, but again, everyone is free to choose what they think is better for them. But yes, better bottle of water or filter, yes.
And thank you so much for, of course, that advice, and of course for your question, first one. And as you can see, Karen also has added. Okay, thank you so much.
You're Kellen.
Thank you so much indeed as well for that. And well, next question is from Jennifer, who first has mentioned this. I love your T-shirt.
Okay, so I will tell you, ladies, that my teacher is actually from one of the ladies in the community. She's also Colombian, like me. If you want to find her, can I type it, Caroline? Where is
Yes, feel
her
free to do
username?
so. Definitely.
Infertile Peace. That's her username in Instagram. She has a beautiful website, and I get my shirt. Well, that was actually a little gift from her, but you find beautiful, beautiful IVF clothes and accessories there.
That sounds really great, and you can see it on the screen right here as well. Thank you so much, Monica, for that because definitely it's interesting to
Thank
see it.
you.
Definitely, uh, everyone is noticing that. Thanks a lot. Thank you for this, and let's have a look. And Jennifer also has a question for you. Is it safe to go for massage, foot massage in the 2 week wait?
Okay, so in the 2 week wait, like I was mentioning, one of the things, yes, I went to foot massage through a very, depends. I went, I think it's safe, and you must go to a place where you trust, and you need to make sure to tell them to do the softest one. Um, you know, because it helps you a lot. Massage, foot massage, and leg massage, especially when you are through stress, our legs and our feet always kind of take all that energy too. So, yes, but again, make sure that you always tell whomever is doing the massage to do the softest one, and don't do more than a half an hour. I usually did a half an hour, and it was incredibly releasing. I just closed my eyes and it was so relaxed.
And wonderful. Thank you so much once more for that advice as well. Next question. Sorry, not really a question, but perhaps you can add something. So thank you. I would definitely give acupuncture a try. I'm currently on my second IVF cycle. Anything you can add as well?
Yes, if you are in your second IVF cycle, as I said in the beginning too, the more we can use the tools to create balance between our body, mind, emotion, and spirituality, we are basically giving our bodies the possibility of a positive outcome, and the avoiding also another cycle. So for me, Caroline, and for me, was to the audience, acupuncture was really, really helpful. And you know what? It's not regular acupuncture. Today you can find even acupuncture for fertility. I used to go to a doctor I need to remember. I have also his Instagram. I remember it. Doctor. I am putting it there. Vitale. He's in the States, but I think he has some people that he knows in the world that also do fertility acupuncture, and they work with the clinics that do the procedures of IVF, and I think that is a big tool to also help us to avoid multiple cycles, because it's not for 100% that we are not going to have a multiple cycle or more than one cycle, but if we use tools, and if we help our doctors and our clinic with this part that I said that needs also to be treated, emotional, anxiety, mental, and mindset, we can definitely increase our possibilities of a positive outcome.
And excellent once again, of course, for that. Thank you for that. Okay, and actually, let me go to the next one. Actually, this is quite similar question. So, what kind of activities we can do during the 2-week wait? Walk, yoga, acupuncture. You have mentioned this, but anything else?
Yes, all of that you can do as long as it's gentle, as I mentioned, and also, as I mentioned too, Caroline. Remember, yes, we need to rest and we need to be careful, but we are not handicapped. We cannot also put ourselves like we cannot move a finger, because that actually can put us in a state of mind that we're gonna break, and then that state of mind by default is going to put us in some kind of fear. So the idea is, yes, we are aware, we are scared, anxiety comes with that, but we are not porcelain. It's the same like when a person is naturally pregnant, they don't even know, and some of them, they even go to the gym and do weights and all of that. The difference here is that we know we are basically pregnant, and we are scared because of all the stress that the process brings to us. But at the same time, we need to be aware that we can continue with our normal life, being careful, and use the best tools that we can use to make our journey a little bit more peaceful. I'm not saying perfect, but more peaceful and balanced.
And thanks a million for yet another question, and of course for your tips here as well. All right, next question is also up. So, is it okay to walk after a transfer, or should you rest?
Okay, so usually immediately the day after the transfer, right after the transfer, my best suggestion is go back home, rest, lie down, watch a movie, relax with doing something while you are lie down. Maybe, remember we have 2 weeks, is 14 days. Maybe the second or third day, you can go and have a walk, if you live in a place where you can have nature or air or all of that, so you can have a walk, slow walk, breathe air. But the first day after the transfer, I came back home, I decided I'm going to just lie down, watch a movie, or read a book, or color, or write, or read something. But yes, first rest, and then through the days you can add a little bit to your normal life.
And wonderful again. Thank you so much for that. And let's have a look at the next one. Okay, so starting cycle to tomorrow. So tomorrow after no embryo cycle in November, I just got the most wonderful present of a piano, which is keeping me occupied, busy, and calm. Any other tips for better outcome this time?
Okay, so hold on. Let me start in cycle. Oh, okay. So the cycle in the past did an embryo. Well, listen, the piano. If you like music and you know how to play it, definitely, I will definitely be on that all the time. There is one thing actually about that. I got an application, because now with technology, there is an application that even if you don't know how to play piano, and I got it for my kids, is wonderful, and they're learning with a little piano I have here in my office. Let me see. I think yes. Learn piano. I am writing it there. It's an application either in Samsung or in Apple phones that you can have and definitely use it. Music is an incredible tool to keep calm. Of course, the idea is to have some music that can help you relax. And the other tips, as I mentioned before, art, coloring, music is art therapy, creativity, whatever can awake our creativity in our brain, immediately help us to release serotonin. So when you do things that can help you release serotonin and keep you happy, you are increasing the possibility of having a positive outcome in IVF or in any aspect in your life.
Sounds about right for sure. Thank you so much for that.
You're
And
welcome.
this sounds wonderful. And well, definitely, as you can see, there is one other up.
Yes, yes. Oh,
Fingers
yes, that
crossed.
one is a good one.
Fingers crossed that everything's goes well for you as well. Thank you so much also for sharing as well. Okay.
Yeah.
And let's have a look. Okay, of course there are some other things here. Karen has wrote that I have found it very difficult to find a fertility acupuncturist. Would regular acupuncture be suitable as well?
Yes, sometimes it's very difficult to find really people that knows what they are doing, but eventually, do your research. In that case, I will definitely look into it. When I did my last cycle, actually my fifth cycle, I decided, like I want to do once a week acupuncture, of course. Then, except the day of the day of the retrieval, I came back home, and the day of the transfer, after transfer, I went back home to rest, like I told her. And the next day after the transfer, I went to do my acupuncture. Of course, not like before the transfer, but I did, Dr. Vital actually was the one that did it to me. So it was around, my head, on my arms, in points that, they know what kind of acupressure points can help us to relax and to feel, like better. The regularity of the acupuncture, I will say, like I said before, I did it weekly, but it's up to you. I will suggest, if weekly, it will be a good often one, but if you don't want weekly, I will say bi-weekly means, like from the moment the cycle start, like twice a month during your cycle. Mm-hmm.
And excellent, thank you so much. And actually, Karen has added here. Question: is Dr. Vital a surgeon? I can't find a doctor by that name who does acupuncture.
So hold on, darling. If you give me 2 seconds, I'm gonna check
Sure,
Caroline
go
here
ahead.
in my phone, and I'm gonna find out. Maybe I wrote bad. I wrote wrong the his user name. I don't know if he's a surgeon. Actually, I don't know. But what I know, because he did the acupuncture to me, I know he was working with RMA here of New York. But hold on, Vitale. I'm gonna look for it, and then you can either he answered his messages. Here I found it actually. Hold on, Vital. I typed it wrong. Vitale Fertility Center is one of the accounts. That's the
Yep,
one. Vital
perfect.
Fertility
Thank you.
Center. Yes.
Thank you so much for that clarification, indeed, as well. And I hope that helps as well. And we will be slowly finishing, okay? But of course, I just want to encourage if you have any questions left, you can go ahead and type those in. But of course, remember that if you would like to get in touch with Monica and get some more details and just simply have a chance to get in touch with her, you can also use the link. I will send it in a second. And well, that way you will be happy. You will be able to simply get in touch with Monica, and I'm sure she'll be able to help you out a little bit as well. And before there are no questions. However, no, sorry, there is a question. I missed that. So here it is. Sorry. Can you go for a gentle
Oh,
run, jog while taking stimulation injections?
yes. I will say yes. Gentle run, gentle jog. Listen, when I was doing my second cycle, I was going to the gym with my husband. We used to do like about half an hour cardio, not so heavy, and, some weights to, just to increase like a muscle, whatever, you can do a gentle run or jog while taking stimulation injections, as long as you mentioned there, is gentle. I never encourage people to do things that they are overwhelming them, or creating some extra thing in their bodies. Our body is a perfect machine. And everybody here, our body talks to us. Our body, when we feel tired, is talking to us. Basically is telling us, you know what, I'm tired, I need sleep. I feel when my body talk to me. So yes, it's good to do things gently. Yes, you cannot stop your life, like I tell you, because that's a big mistake we all do, especially when we go to IVF. We all do. We think that, oh, this is, because it's stressful. Again, I say it's stressful, but we need to remember that before we got into this, we had a life. Every time, a period, I learned that too. Every time we women have a period, that period is basically our egg that was not fecundated, or maybe was fecundated and it was just the embryo was chromosomic, with chromosomic issues, which happens also in IVF. So we need to try our best to continue our life as normal as it is. So gentle run, gentle yoga, gentle jogging, whatever is gentle to your body, and that your body asks you and feel that it's okay, do it.
And that sounds about right. Thank you so much for that encouraging message. That's for sure. And yes, as I mentioned, we will be finishing for tonight. There are some comments, though, that I definitely want you to see,
Okay.
Monica, and they are right here as well. Thank you so much for answering. Interesting, sorry, information. Need to go. Have a great evening. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for the wonderful presentation, useful session. Of course,
Oh,
there are
that's
more
nice
thank
to
yous.
you.
And yes, I feel more positive already. That is
Oh,
fantastic to hear.
that's awesome.
And also, there is one more. Thank you, Monica, for answering all my questions and your great presentation. And so we will be finishing, but I would already like to thank every single one of you for joining us tonight, for spending this evening or day with us. And Monica, before I let you go, anything else you would like to add?
Well, the same like you, Caroline. Thank you, everyone. I am very touched to see so many, assistants in my webinar. I really didn't expect that, and I am very happy. I'm very happy because if every thank you that you just showed me, and every person like that now, thank you for an uplifting presentation. If I did, or anything in my talk help you to feel a little better, that means the world for me. Really, that means so much, because then I know that I'm doing a good job.
And we are definitely happy to have you here. And it's such a pleasure to have you. You have no idea. You definitely are so positive, and I love that for sure. Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for that. And again, thank you so much, everyone. It's been a pleasure to be able to help you out a bit, I hope, as well. And of course, Monica, you've been brilliant. Thank you so much for this. And I just want to mention that this has been recorded, so if anyone would like to get back to it, you can do it. All you need to do is just go to our myivfmasters.com. It will be uploaded tomorrow on our website, but of course, it will be available on our YouTube channel. So go ahead and subscribe. That way, you will know when the video is uploaded. And I can only encourage you to join us tomorrow, as we will be back at 8 p.m. UK time. So I do hope to see you. There's another special guest tomorrow, and well, again, thank you so much, Monica, for joining. It's been great to have you here, and I just hope to have another session. And I'm pretty sure we will have another session, right? Pretty soon.
Absolutely, Caroline. Absolutely. I'm so
That's
open,
great.
and I love you guys. I love everybody. So much love and light to everyone. And thank you again, Caroline. It was an
And
honor.
back at you for sure. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day and have a lovely evening, everyone. And I definitely hope to see you back here tomorrow. But also, Monica, I definitely want you to be here back pretty soon as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Take care,
much.
everyone.
Okay,
Bye.
bye.